Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happenings. And yes, we are all set for the 2020 World Cup 2012 final, which is going to happen between Sri Lanka, who are into their fourth finals of a 2020 World Cup, and what a proud moment it would have been for them. And they have been the hosts, so they would definitely love to lift that cup tomorrow. But yes, it's going to be very difficult. After seeing the way the West Indies played the other day, well, West Indies, let me tell you, they have really would have sent some shivers down the spines of the Sri Lankans, because West Indies, after a pretty long time, probably after a decade, have come into a World Cup, into a cup final event, any major cup final for the second time. First time one would remember that happened in the 1983 World Cup when India upset the apple cart of the West Indies. That was the 50 overs one day international. But after that, West Indies have been only going downhill. So, but tomorrow they are again uphill. They played well, and against Australia they really put up the highest score of the 2020 World Cup 2012, and the batsmen are looking in smashing form, and they are coming into their first 2020 World Cup finals. What a proud moment it would be for both the teams. But we are going to have a great contest here, and it's a worthy final tomorrow at the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. And let me tell you, on a Premadasa Stadium in Colombo, which is all the while playing in a very slow manner, it has not been easy to score runs. West Indies have scored 204 runs in that match against Australia. That speaks volumes of this West Indies team. And Sri Lanka has to definitely watch out. Now, another thing that I would like to talk about, as you know, in this World Cup, West Indies played Sri Lanka once, where Sri Lanka had a comprehensive 9-wicket victory. But this time, and not only that, they also there was some, I thought it was a warm-up game in which Sri Lanka beat West Indies very easily. But tomorrow, let us say that this is not going to be different at all. Sorry, this is going to be absolutely different. You are going to have a lion. I would say Sri Lankans are definitely lions, but West Indies are tigers tomorrow. They are also looking out for this meaty contest tomorrow, happening at the Premadasa Stadium here in Colombo, 2020 World Cup 2012. As far as Sri Lanka is concerned, let's have a look at the sides now. Now, for Sri Lanka, Mahela Jayawardene has not only done the job of a captain, he's a great captain. He will go down as one of the great captains of Sri Lanka for sure. And not only that, he would be opening the innings with Tilakatne Dilshan. Now Dilshan, the other day, there was a real approach that Sri Lanka had. What they decided is, they decided to go after the bowlers against Pakistan, and decided that Tilakatne Dilshan would play the anchor role, and probably he was under instructions that Dilshan should open up when probably he should stay at the wicket, and then he go for the runs. Probably he would be seeing the ball like a football, and he could hit a lot of runs. Probably that was the ploy. But tomorrow we have to see what would be the ploy. Mahela Jayawardene, the captain, he himself is leading by example, because if you see his consistency, he's just behind Shane Watson as far as the runs tally goes in this 2020 World Cup 2012. And tomorrow, let's see whether Mahela Jayawardene can actually go past Shane Watson. I wouldn't know the exact statistic as to how much it is. Yes, I do see that he requires another 30 runs to go past Shane Watson, who was the toast of the tournament. But as you know, Australia has been put out of the tournament, and they have packed their bags home. So Mahela Jayawardene would definitely love to make the 30 runs. And probably, if Mahela Jayawardene is going to make those 30 runs, the 2020 World Cup, man of the 2020 World Cup, according to me, should be Mahela Jayawardene. So Mahela Jayawardene has everything running for him. It is his fourth final. He would be hungry. One is it is played in Sri Lanka, so definitely Mahela Jayawardene would like to lift the cup and give it to his home team. And as far as that would be a great feeling. They have the crowd support with them. They have everything going for them tomorrow, and we are going to see a packed crowd tomorrow at the Premadasa Stadium here in Colombo, because tomorrow being a public holiday on a Sunday. Tilakatne Dilshan, well, he knows what he can do with the bat. Kumar Sangakkara, another person who who is a stalwart, and his experience along with Mahela Jayawardene can do wonders for the Sri Lankan team. Whether Lahiru Tirumani is going to play, that is going to be the questions. Then they have the all-rounders. Look at the all-rounders they have. They have Jivanta Mendes. He bats well, he has been consistent, his bowling has been good. Angelo Matthews and Tisra Pereira are two well-built all-rounders who can really smack the ball around, they can really make the score, really accelerate the scoring. And Angelo Matthews and Tisra Pereira can also hit some good sixes. Angelo Matthews is very good with his timing. He likes to hit the ball. Tisra Pereira is, as I said, he's built like an ox. He can really thrash the bowling all around, and he would be another big factor tomorrow against West Indies, because Tisra Pereira is almost like an aggressive West Indian, I would say. Nuwan Kulashekara, well, tomorrow Nuwan Kulashekara will be hoping that he did what he did in the 2020 World Cup 2012 when Sri Lanka took on West Indies. When Nuwan Kulashekara got the wicket, he got the very important breakthrough of Chris Gayle. Lasith Malinga, you know what a great player he is as far as bowling is concerned. Well, he's a great bowler, and he would be someone that West Indies have to really watch out. They can't go crash bang and bowl up with Lasith Malinga, because he could be, he is the one who could hit the timber. Ajanta Mendes would be a factor, but whether the West Indies could actually pick him up and slam him over the ropes like what they did against Australia, where they scored 14 sixes with Xavier Doherty had to take the crunch over there. Whether Ajanta Mendes is able to really stem the flow of the West Indies batting here. Rangana Herath or Akila Dhananjaya, I would definitely go for an experienced Rangana Herath here, because Rangana Herath, he's quite experienced and he might have a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Well, Akila Dhananjaya probably might not play tomorrow, and I'm hoping to see Rangana Herath, the left-arm spinner, into the equation tomorrow. Now let's look at the West Indies side. West Indies, the Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka would have definitely put a prize. There would be a lot of scheming going on today. There would have been a lot of team meetings going on in Sri Lanka, and they know that how vital that Chris Gayle wicket is. Chris Gayle has a prize on his wicket now. He has hit the largest number, the most number of sixes in this 2020 tournament. I think it is 16 sixes that he has hit already. Yes, he has got 16 sixes. He has hit the most sixes in this 2020 cricket tournament, the World Cup 2012. And he will be definitely liking to repeat what he did against Australia. And why not? And as I said, West Indies, the Chris Gayle's wicket would be the one that Sri Lanka would be waiting for, because if Chris Gayle stays, then all the batsmen have the luxury, as we found out against Australia, like Johnson Charles, Marlon Samuels, Dwayne Bravo, Kieron Pollard. Everyone would come and actually like to thrash the bowling, but it's very essential that Chris Gayle's wicket is preserved. So tomorrow, the key question will be Sri Lanka. How quickly can they dismiss Chris Gayle? Can Nuwan Kulashekara do what he did in the 2020 World Cup 2012 earlier against West Indies by taking the prize wicket of Chris Gayle? But I'm sure Chris Gayle is not the one to give away his wicket easily. It is going to be hard work for the Sri Lankans tomorrow. Johnson Charles was looking good, and he happens to be a good opening partner for Chris Gayle. Now, Marlon Samuels hitting the ball well. He's looking in fluent touch. He's a classy player. His bowling would be something that West Indies would be looking forward to really to slow down the pace of scoring for Sri Lankans. Dwayne Bravo, he played only in that first match, coming in place of Darren Bravo. He contributed a very good score there of 37 with slamming 3 sixes against Australia. Now Dwayne Bravo, well, he has to carry that form forward, and I'm sure he's another kingpin there, because not only his batting, bowling and fielding is absolutely marvelous. Kieron Pollard has hit the form at the right time. Not good news for Sri Lanka, because if Pollard is there, Kieron Pollard, we saw what he could do and what he did against Australia when the last over was bowled. So Kieron Pollard, well, Sri Lankans would be definitely liking to get his wicket too, because he has already proved he's quite dangerous now, and at the right time he has hit his straps. So Kieron Pollard would be dangerous. Darren Sammy, the captain, Well, what a captain Darren Sammy has been. I've always been saying this, that West Indies have to largely thank this man, Darren Sammy, the captain. Such a determined person. He was dancing out of his seats when Chris Gayle was hitting sixes galore. But Darren Sammy, what a person he is. He's a determined person. He himself leads. He does everything. He bats to the bat if he wants. He can hit some big sixes, and he also bowls well. But his captaincy is something which has been very good. And Darren Sammy leads his team very well, and he's a determined captain. He would like to bring this cup home for the West Indians, the Caribbean. And if the Caribbeans can get this cup tomorrow, I would say they have to really thank Darren Sammy, even though his contribution has not been much, but as a captain and as a determined person saying that West Indies have to do it, that really says a lot about this person, Darren Sammy. Andre Russell is an all-rounder. He went for some top 25 runs coming. So bowling is something that Andre Russell has to really work on. He has been a bit costly, even though he takes wickets. He has been a bit costly. Andre Russell can contribute to the bat too. He can also hit some very biggies. He can really hit some biggies there. Dinesh Ramadhin, the wicketkeeper, his batting will also be, if required, his batting, he can also bat a bit. He can at least contribute to the team's cause. Now, for Sri Lanka, last time they played Sunil Narine, it was Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene, and they really had a good look. But tomorrow, if West Indies can score a lot of runs, like what they did against Australia, they really put the pressure on the Sri Lankans, because Sunil Narine would be very difficult to play. And if they are going to really give respect to him and play, probably that 4 overs would be lost for them. So Sunil Narine is another one is to really, Sri Lankans have to be really wary of. Ravi Rampal, well, he has been bowling superbly. You know what he did against Australia, the way. Yes, I can understand that West Indies had a big score to defend, so that is very essential if West Indies bat first. And Ravi Rampal, he's also been getting the wickets. That is another very good factor for the West Indians. And Samuel Badri, who dismissed both the openers, but no, Samuel Badri, I would say, is orthodox right-arm leg spinner. And I'm sure Sri Lanka have played a lot of leg spinners. Whether tomorrow, looking at the pitch which is slow, one can really say Samuel Badri will play, and also on his current form. And probably West Indies wouldn't like to disturb the winning combination, as normally we have seen as far as records are concerned. Whether Samuel Badri will be replaced by Fidel Edwards, that's the question. But Samuel Badri, what he will do is an orthodox leg spin. I'm sure Sri Lankans have been bred on leg spin. They have a lot of leg spinners. So basically, it is going to be a very tough decision for West Indies, whether they stick with Samuel Badri or whether they go for the pace of Fidel Edwards. So that will be the question tomorrow. But all in all, let me tell you, dear fans, friends and subscribers, we are all waiting for this great event to happen tomorrow at the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. The World Cup 2020 2012 finals between Sri Lanka, host Sri Lanka, and the West Indies. And it is going to be a marquee match according to me tomorrow, because both the teams are well led, well set, and also have a very good blend of players into their match. And I'm telling you, don't think that West Indies won't be sort of support. West Indies have admirable support, because everyone likes that calypso touch, the West Indian aggression. We all want that. Cricket is all about aggression, and well, the West Indies have that in plenty. And well, if they are going to recreate the same form that they did against Australia, which I'm sure they would, we are going to have a great contest in the making tomorrow. Just keep an eye on this particular finals tomorrow. World Cup 2012, T20 World Cup 2012, West Indies versus Sri Lanka tomorrow. Well, that brings an end to my preview of the finals of the T20 World Cup between West Indies and Sri Lanka. May the best team win, but well, I can just say probably Sri Lanka are sensing it. The reason being, it is the fourth finals of the T20 World Cup. And they have their home support. They will have more support than the West Indies for sure, but West Indies are not short of support again, as I said that. But Sri Lanka would be probably liking to lift the cup, because it's being played in their home ground, Sri Lanka. Well, only tomorrow is going to tell you the story, but I am there to come and tell you the story as to what happens tomorrow at the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo between the rivals Sri Lanka, the host, and West Indies in the World Cup T20 2012. Until then, it's your Ram host It's your host Ram saying goodbye. Thank you.